I am the William Shatner of theoretical physics. All right, I'll play. What self-important preening fraud are they honoring this year?
Oh, I'm so glad.
Preen. Preen.
Self-important preening fraud are they honoring this year?
Oh, I'm so glad.
That will be another congratulatory call for me.
Congratulatory. Congratulatory.
That will be another congratulatory call for me. That will be another congratulatory call for me. Mute, please. Hang on.
Mute. Mute.
Mute, please. Hang on. Hello? Oh, Chancellor Morton, how are you, sir?
Chancellor. Chancellor.
Oh, Chancellor Morton, how are you, sir? Wait, what happens if I choose not to give a speech? Uh-huh, and if I don't want to forfeit the award?
Forfeit. Forfeit.
And if I don't want to forfeit the award?
Brought you cheesecake from work. You know, because of your award, not because a busboy sneezed on it.
Busboy. Busboy.
Award, not because a busboy sneezed on it. And I was terrified about appearing in front of a big crowd, but I went through with it, and you know what? The world looked pretty darn good sitting on a hay.
Darn. Darn.
The world looked pretty darn good sitting on a hay crowd, but I went through with it, and you know what? The world looked pretty darn good sitting on a haystack in the back of a Ford F-150 as a member of
Ford. Ford.
good sitting on a haystack in the back of a Ford F-150 as a member of...
Thank you. I'll bear that in mind if I'm ever nominated for the Hillbilly Peace Prize.
Hillbilly. Hillbilly.
If I'm ever nominated for the Hillbilly Peace Prize.
I just love how you always skip over the part where no one asks.
I was valedictorian and expected to give an address. Even now,
Valedictorian. Valedictorian.
I was valedictorian and expected to give an address. Even now, my heart started pounding in my chest. I began to hyperventilate. My vision became blurry, and before I knew it, oh dear.
Blurry. Blurry.
My vision became blurry, and before I knew it, oh dear.
Sheldon, are you okay?
Don't trample me.
Trample. Trample.
Did my mother call you?
Just sit.
We think we can help you with your stage fright.
Oh,
Fright. Fright.
We think we can help you with your stage fright.
I see. Well, I assume since the rest of you have set the bar so low, you're saving the most impressive contribution for last. Go ahead, Howard. Dazzle me.
Dazzle. Dazzle.
Go ahead, Howard. Dazzle me.
That's 24/7, buddy.
And I appreciate the pretense.
Pretense. Pretense.
And I appreciate the pretense.
True, but thanks to meditation, I'm able to stay in the same room with them without urinating.
Urinate. Urinate.
In the same room with them without urinating.
On and pick up something at Shellmart.
Yeah, whatever, just go buy a sweater.
The nice thing about Shellmart is I own it, so I get a 15%.
Mart. Mart.
The nice thing about Shell Mart is I own it, so I get a 15%.
You own the damn thing. Just take a freaking sweater.
I didn't turn a profit last quarter by taking product off the shelves willy-nilly.
Shelve, shelve,
Order by taking product off the shelves willy-nilly. Hang on. It's a cardigan. I have to button it.
cardigan, cardigan,
It's a cardigan. I have to button it.
How you doing?
That's how you start a psychotherapy session. How am I doing?
psychotherapy, psychotherapy,
That's how you start a psychotherapy session. How am I doing? That's how you start a psychotherapy session. How am I doing? I was promised a riverboat journey into the jungles.
riverboat, riverboat,
I was promised a riverboat journey into the jungles of my subconscious. Instead, I get the same question I hear from the lady who slices my bologna at Ralph's.
Bologna, Bologna,
The lady who slices my bologna at Ralph's.
Why don't we just talk?
The talking cure, classical Freudian, good choice. If it will help.
Freudian, Freudian,
The talking cure, classical Freudian, good choice. If it will help. The talking cure, classical Freudian, good choice. If it will help speed things along, my answers to the standard Rorschach ink blot test are A, a bat.
blot, blot,
My answers to the standard Rorschach ink blot test are A, a bat, B, a bat, C, a bat, and D, my father killing my mother with a hypodermic needle.
hypodermic, hypodermic,
And D, my father killing my mother with a hypodermic needle.
Sometimes people have trouble accepting accolades if, on a subconscious level, they don't feel they deserve them. Do you think maybe
subconscious, subconscious,
if, on a subconscious level, they don't feel they deserve them? Do you think maybe...
You just going to try to recycle Adler's doctrine of the inferiority complex? I could probably get that.
inferiority, inferiority,
The inferiority complex? I could probably get that.
For my project, do lima beans grow better to classical music? But my mother pointed out that it was just a rehash of my brother's earlier do lima beans grow
rehash, rehash,
out that it was just a rehash of my brother's earlier do lima beans grow. Terrible. I worked really hard on that project. I stayed up all night singing the clown's aria from Pagliacci to a lima bean.
aria, aria,
I stayed up all night singing the clown's aria from Pagliacci to a lima bean. You know what my mother's pet name for me is? Leonard. But I digress. Dear Shelley.
digress, digress,
But I digress. Dear Shelley.
I don't feel different. This alcohol's defective.
defective, defective,
I don't feel different. This alcohol's defective. Thanks, Shorty. I'll take it from here. All right, you people ready to have some fun? You have a basic understanding of differential calculus and at least 1 year of algebraic
calculus, calculus,
You have a basic understanding of differential calculus and at least 1 year of algebraic top. All right, you people ready to have some fun? You have a basic understanding of differential calculus and at least 1 year of algebraic topology? Well, here come the
algebraic, algebraic,
at least 1 year of algebraic topology. Well, here come the Hello? I know you're out there. I can hear you metabolizing oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide.
metabolize, metabolize,
I hear you metabolizing oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. I hear you metabolizing oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. It looks like we have some academic dignitaries in the audience. Dr. Rando from
dignitary, dignitary,
It looks like we have some academic dignitaries in the audience. Dr. Rando from It looks like we have some academic dignitaries in the audience. Dr. Rando from the geology department, only man who's happy when
geology, geology,
Dr. Rando from the geology department, only man who's happy with. And what's the universe made of? I am so glad you asked. There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen.
antimony, antimony,
There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen. Everybody! And iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium,
zirconium, zirconium,
uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium. Just the Asians.
vanadium, vanadium,
Lutetium, vanadium. Just the Asians. All right, people, let's get down to the math. It is only three-dimensional thinking that limits our imagination. Can I?
dimensional, dimensional,
It is only three-dimensional thinking that limits our imagination. Can I?